weekend ruled. Let me just say that. So this weekend, I got rid of, or I made the best deal of all time. I sold a helmet for literally 1,000 times more than what I paid. Literally. I got this helmet at a estate sale for less than $50. And I just sold it for $1,649. And today I'm going to be packing it up, along with a whole lot of other things. Actually, this weekend kind of did me in because I used to be a top-rated seller, and like somebody bought something on Friday night, and I didn't ship it out on Saturday, and I didn't ship it out on Sunday, and I'm shipping it out today. Today's Monday, or at least I'm marking it shipped. The weekend got away from me. Dirty Dancing. Can you believe it? Of all things, Dirty Dancing is what did me in. Okay, well, let's pack this stuff up, huh? So I got these boxes here that are pretty sweet. They allow you to put a record in there. I'm trying to frame myself, but it's not doing so good. Maybe if I lower you. Let me try that. Maybe that's a little better. Maybe not. So I'm still kind of trying out this whole, not trying out. I'm really going to do. There is no try, right, Yoda? Yoda always says, do or do not. There is no try, right? Well, that's what I'm going for. So I do these, I've recorded like a lot of content, and I've probably said this a million times already. But I recorded a lot of content, just as I went along, just kind of, and I probably said this a million times too. After my father passed away, it was just one of those things that kind of helped me, was watching shows like Froggy Flips and Pixel Dan and Toy Federation. It was great stuff. Really helped me calm down. So hopefully, some of the videos that I create help other people as well, and maybe I'm entertaining too. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I've kind of gone off the track in terms of chronological order. So I've actually just now started really recording my thoughts and talking to you. This is really the second time. The first time was making a video, like a really quick short. I think it's a short. At least right now, I think it's a short. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'm a old hat at this. But it was the thing that took me the longest to sell something. So I wanted to make some sort of video about it, and so here I am making this video mainly because of the item that I sold for $1,649.99. Man, oh man, that's awesome. Right here, one of the items I sold was this Star Wars blanket. Can't remember what I sold it for. I'm sure I can probably put it on the screen. Let's see, would it be right there? Or would it be right here? Or is it there? Or is it right in my face? Have I gotten better at editing? Do I look different? I wonder. Hopefully I'm much skinnier in the future when I'm doing some of these videos. Not necessarily skinnier, but maybe more fit. I don't know if I've said it, but I'm probably sure I have. I used to weigh 420 pounds. Like legitimately 420 pounds. I think it was like 419, but I round up. And my uncle, he was like, I don't know. I mean, he had to have been 600 pounds when he died. And my mom's side of the family, her mom's side of the family has, they're all big people. Like just a lot of, heavier folks. And then my mom's dad's side of the family, though, not so heavy. Pretty thin fellows. But I think that, some of us got that gene. And I definitely felt like I did. And, like I kept going to the doctor thinking, hey, man, there is something wrong here. Like I keep gaining weight because, I was like the same weight from high school till, I don't know, like I was 37 or so, 38 maybe. And then I just started ballooning up. I lose my train of thought a lot. So, like couldn't figure it out. Finally, I like to write thank you notes. I probably have said that a million times. So, and I forgot to do it for Star Wars. I do forget to do it, but I like to do it when I don't forget. So I wanted to, like get my blood checked, trying to find out, what's going on, man. Like maybe I'm, got that testosterone problem, maybe I've got something wrong with me, who knows. So, go to the doctor, do these hormone things. Yeah, I'm a little low on testosterone, but really it's more of a, I've got sleep apnea, and then, you had to run a lot of other tests, right? But really, testosterone wasn't it. And so, where I work, now I need to find a box here. Let's see here. What is a good box for that? It's always a challenge to try and find a good box to ship things. I think I spend more time trying to find a box in the gaggle of boxes that I have than I do actually shipping things. What I need to be better about is if there's a box, just find it and take it and just be done with it. I don't know if you guys are seeing my craziness, but you are today. Yeah. I don't even know where I was going. Oh, so where I work, this guy, and I probably told you this 1,000 times too. This guy, salesman, right? And not heavy, but like definitely. See, like this box is too big. But definitely could stand to lose a little bit of weight. So I hadn't seen him in a while. And dude asked, invites me to lunch. He's just kind of a cool guy. And no, he is a cool guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a very cool guy, and I owe him a lot. I really do. He's a really great guy. I don't know why I just kind of blasé there right there. I think it's just because I'm doing multiple things here. So no offense, my friend. So anyway, so we were like sitting down at lunch, and I see this guy, and I'm like, holy cow! I'm like, this guy looks amazing. I'm like, what the heck has he been doing? And so, he lets me in on the secret about the, whole mom Jaro. I don't know if any of you all know what that is, or is that bound, but he told me about that, and then, I mean, like, I ran to my doctor. I'm not even joking. I like ran, and I was like, dude, like, I feel like I've known my doctor for, I thought I'd known him for like 15 years, but, and I'm like, dude, put me on this. I was kind of mad at my doctor. I'm like, man, why aren't you trying to, keep me healthy? But, I mean, ultimately, what can you do, for a fat person? Especially when you're trying to fight genetics, in my opinion. Another cool thing that I just sold, or that I sold this weekend, was a Power Rangers shoe box. Pretty rad. It's totally empty. Completely empty. Thing's awesome. I think I sold it for like $20. Ding. I don't know if you saw me use this thing, but this thing is awesome. It resizes your cardboard boxes, so that kind of saves you a little bit of money on shipping. Every inch helps. So what it does is it perforates on the inside there, so that it allows you to fold it. So then what you do is take a knife, go along the edges, try not to kill yourself. There. So now we've got the edges cut. So you just fold it in. And those edges, where those perforated in. And look at that, I just saved like 2 inches, man. Ladies, sorry. All right. So hopefully that'll save me a little bit. Now, sometimes, depending on the box, you could, even cut out a little cardboard. That way you save a few ounces, maybe a few grams. Who knows? I mean, every nickel counts in this game, man. Every nickel counts. Also, why would you pay more if you didn't have to? This just doesn't make any sense. No offense, but it's kind of like gambling. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you go somewhere and you know that you're gonna lose money, man? So I sent off a few things to wrong people. Like, legitimately, I sent 2 things to one person. Somehow my printer didn't, I don't know, whatever, it was my fault. Should have been paying more attention. So now I'm writing on there. Shoe box. And then I'll just put the label over the top of it. So I'm like, hey, Sean, man, you look amazing. Doctor's like, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know if we can get you on this stuff. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm like, I've got phenomenal insurance. And look at this guy, Ralph. You remember Ralph from Muppet Show? Played the piano. So, he's like, insurance, they don't like to pay for this one. Sometimes it's a fight. I said, look, I don't care. I make a decent living. I'd be willing to pay, whatever it may cost to have it, just to, anything to change my lifestyle. I mean, when you're 420 pounds, man, you can't do anything. I have AFib. I'm sure it's a result. That's too small. I'm sure it's a result of the snoring and the sleep apnea. And, who knows? A million other bloody things, right? So he was like, okay, like you're kind of like pre-diabetic, right? Like you're on that borderline. And so what we can do is, we'll put you in for the, because of that, to control your diabetes, right? Now I don't have diabetes, thank God. And my heart goes out to anybody out there that does, and the struggles that you have to go through daily. It is hard, especially in this world where capitalism is king, and everybody wants to get a buck off of the people they know they can definitely get a buck off of, right? And that's our weakest folks, the people that are sick, and no matter what, they got to have that medicine. So regardless if it costs you a nickel to make it, you're going to charge it anyway. So lo and behold, he was able to get it for me, funny enough. And so I got on it, and boy, I'll tell you what, changed my life, man. Changed my life, like almost immediately. But holy crap, the side effects, like, at least for me, like, I think it's different for everybody, but for me, man, it hit me hard. Like, I mean, frickin' hard. I had to go to the ER a couple of times. It was no bueno. It was no bueno times 10, man. Like, I also have diverticulitis, and so that's not fun at all. That crap hurts. That hurts a lot. And when that kicks off, man, it is going to be hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of pain. And this Manjaro, it kind of mimics that. Or, like the Zepbound, these drugs, because what it does is it keeps that food in your gut. Like, it doesn't digest your food. Like, right now, I'm so full. I ate like 2 cheeseburgers earlier. Why I ate 2 cheeseburgers, I don't know. I still have that food noise sometimes. And it'll get me. And when it does. But luckily it's protein. But anyway. So that food, it just sits in your stomach, man. It just sits in your stomach if you don't eat it, or if you eat too much. It sits there and it rots. You know what I mean? Like it's digesting there in your gut, in your stomach. And your stomach is directly connected to your mouth. And let me tell you about what digested food smells like. Well, I think we all know. But there's nothing like that smell coming out of a different end. Yeah, I'm talking about your mouth. That's right. I'm talking about, like, burping methane, burping farts. I mean, it was some of the most disgusting burps of all time. Like, you had to, like, blow them out. So what I mean by that is you'd burp and you'd go burp, just trying to get it out of your mouth, out of your face, because it was that bad. I mean, it was that bad. It is, oh God. And, just thinking about it really gets to me. And, so, that'll cause you some pain, man. I mean, like, that will cause you some pain. And, you know, you couple that with diverticulitis, so that'll kick off. And then you've got this unbelievably miserable pain in your gut. There's another cool thing. So this right here is a little miniature caterpillar toy that I got like 2 cases of at this auction. Kind of paid a lot for it. It's one of those first forays into, you know, really doing anything, you know, outside of garage sales, and made a lot of mistakes. But I've made a lot of money on this one, I will say, because I mean, like, legitimately, I got like 2 cases of this and one other that's very similar to that. I haven't sold like any of the other one, like none. But this one specifically, I sold a ton of. I don't know how many even I have left. I may only have like 8 or 9 left. Oh, I don't even know where I was going with that. That sucks. But, oh yeah, you know, like, so the burping farts, yeah. So if you guys, you know, if any of you out there are struggling with weight loss, yeah, definitely, and you have good insurance, because, you know, right now, the cost of this stuff is like $1,000 for 4 shots. That's ridiculous, man. Come on, man. You know, like, these, I just don't understand what's better. And you know what's crazy is that insurance companies won't pay. And so you don't know what's better. Is it, you know, hey, if you make these, you know, fat people thinner and more healthy, right? You know, and then they stop going to the doctor. And, oops. And they don't cost as much anymore to keep alive. You almost think that that's a better thing. I don't know. God only knows. You never know anymore. I mean, people are crazy. And insurance companies, you know, I mean, like any other company in the United States, really the world. I mean, you're out to make money. You didn't start a company. I mean, just like me. I mean, I'm not doing this for free. This is a really cool little Godzilla. I thought it made noise. I swear it made noise. I've had this forever. Not forever, I had it last summer, so almost a year actually. I know this thing made noise. Maybe not. There's another one that makes noise. Oh, why is this tail so big? What else? What was I gonna say? Yeah, you know, like, be great if we really just wanted to make people healthy, and you know, I mean, that'll save people money. You know, that'll save tons of money. You wonder what's the ultimate goal? Is it to make money? Is it to make people, keep people unhealthy? This box might work. I don't understand. What would it be? Okay. Oh, look at that. Godzilla, you feel just fine. If I move your feet a little further, it will fade. Yes, it will fade. Okay, let us get some unpacking materials. I love this stuff. You guys, does anybody else use this stuff? This stuff rules. And, you know, the best time to get that crap, or really any of this kind of stuff, are those, like, Cyber Monday deals that Amazon throws, you know, like around Christmas time, or I don't know. I think July, right? There's one. But yeah, these kind of things, at least like packing material, and these, maybe I'm good enough to put a link in the description of the one that I got. But I got like the giant one. I mean, like, this roll was like that big around. And that's, I mean, it lasts a long time. But, you know, I'm a scavenger, man. You know, like, I'm constantly using the boxes that I got from someone else. But I think that that's a good thing to kind of recycle, right? Leave a penny, take a penny kind of thing. I don't know. That's kind of stupid. But I'm probably a rambler, is what you guys are finding. Or maybe you like listen to them. Maybe there's something specific you want me to talk about. You know, I try, you know, like whenever sometimes I'm sure that I've gone on multiple rants, but ultimately, you know, and I'm probably sure I've said this before as well, you know, my dad was a Buddhist monk, and you know, he really, you know, kind of instilled in me some empathy for, you know, not just humanity, but, you know, life in general. And as I've gotten older, I guess I think about it kind of a lot, especially since he passed. Let's see here, Godzilla. Ooh, try not to cry. I'm finding it hard. We have time to talk about my dad. It's hard for me. Okay, let's hear one more. Let's hear. There's another one that I did really good on. I got like a ton. Let me just show you. I get a ton of nail polish. Bunch of them. And I got it for like $10. And I'm just, you know, like, I'm selling them one at a time. And man, some of them I sold for $4 or $5. Some of them I sold for like almost $9. It's insane. I got these 4x4 boxes. These, like, I tend to get the ones that are like, these are 6x6x6. Hate that number, but whatever. Seems to be one that I use a lot, and this one, 4x4x4. Holy cow, do I use that a lot. The other one I use a whole lot is 10x8x6. Like, for example, I just used 2 of them today. What are some of the ones you guys use a lot of? You know, I mean, there's some, like this one here. Somebody shipped me a box. This one's nice. I like this kind of box. I was thinking about that one. I think this one is probably like I would say like a 5x4, something like that. It's a good size. But you know, the problem is that, you know, I'm inundated with boxes. I'm inundated with too much inventory right now. I mean, I have way too much crap. I've got, like right now, I have like, you see that? Right now, I mean like, I have over 1,100 items listed. Sorry, my back is killing me. Did so much yard work this weekend. But anyway, literally, I did a ton of yard work, and my body was wrecked. I'm not used to it. Like I said, I've been fat for a long time. I mean, like a decade, man. I was just like constantly gaining weight. And so I'm trying a lot more to be more active. I sold these, I got a huge lot of graded comic books. I went to a toy show, and actually I'm sure that you guys have probably seen it because I filmed it. So they ended up being like $17 a piece. So I'm trying to always double my money, but some of these is hard. Like this one, for example. This is 7.0, right? Jurassic Park, who the hell wants it? I think I barely got any money on that. Anyway, you can see, I've got some workout equipment. I'm gonna grab my specialized, I have a specialized box. So this box here, I got it's legitimately for comic books, only comic books. I'm not giving you guys like the hardcore inside scoop here of my house. I am disorganized, okay? I live here. I could apologize, but it's my house. I live here, man. This is the reality of the scenario. I figured I might as well show it. Here I go, losing my train. So, these boxes, man. They make them literally for comic books. So, especially like graded comic books. So but they didn't put any instructions. I mean, it's pretty intuitive. You just slide them in here, fold something over, this and that, but it is a good idea to pre-fold, I've found, because it has this perforated part for the person that receives it, the buyer, so that they can have a fun little zoop, kind of, zipper open type of scenario. I'll show you in just a second. Let me write my patented thank you. It's not patented. I don't think anybody can own the words thank you. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The smiley. That's for you. Jurassic Park. You know who you are. You went back and forth for a long time with that one. I hope I'm just kidding. I made money. I hope you like it. In the end, that's all that matters. I'm sure, I don't know if you watch YouTube, garage sales or eBay, I'm assuming that everybody eventually ends up at a guy called Tech Sports. Okay, so this thing is supposed to come off easy. These boxes are expensive for sometimes not being perfect. That guy, supposedly he's like sold like $5 million a year in t-shirts on eBay. Like he's legit. Check out that box. That's what it ends up looking like. But so that's that perforated piece. But like it feels like you can rip that off no problems. So it makes me nervous. And like if I look down the side of it, kind of feels like you can see, like it kind of looks like, might not be able to see it, that it's, a couple of them are already loose. You know, a lot of times I just like to put just like a piece of tape. Why not, right? I always try and think of if it was me, how would I like it? Okay, this guy is Jura. There's Jurassic. This one is pretty cool though. This one's a really neat cover. You can't see it. I'm not gonna show you. It's funny. Man, it's awesome. I mean, this one's really good. Probably top 5 of all time. Like of all time. I sold this one for like $25,000. It's pretty neat. You know, it's funny to see the artwork of older comic books. Just really the artwork in general has always kind of fascinated me about the comic world. When I go to Comic-Cons, I'm only going for the artwork. I'm gone for celebrities. I've gone for celebrities. But I've gone to probably a dozen Comic-Cons, I would say. And I didn't leave each one with an autograph. But I left almost every one with some piece of artwork that was signed by the artist. Like when you first start kind of collecting anything, really, it's kind of cheesy. It's like Photoshop, basically. And then you start to kind of up your game a little bit. You get some good stuff. I'm sure you can see my fat arms. I'm tired of being embarrassed about it, but anyway, I have a little flat flab. I'm working on it. So, probably been wondering, I'm sure I've said it before, but 120 at this point, 120 pounds. It's been almost 2 years that I started this journey, and I've lost 120 pounds. Pretty wild. Yeah, so I broke the 300 barrier. Man, that was a big deal. That was a big deal, man. Like, I don't remember the last time I was under 300 pounds. Like, it had been that long, is what it felt like. Okay, so what you all have been waiting for. Well, actually, I just saw that I have something else. This is really cool too. I sold these valve head covers. Isn't that awesome? Got them at a garage sale. Sold them on eBay. Alright, I'll just show it to you. It's time to show it. Okay, so this thing, you're gonna be like, what? That? Yeah, that. I'm sure you already saw. Anyway, this right here, this helmet, I sold for $1,649.99. And I paid less than $50 for this helmet. So this, I was at an estate sale in the middle of the country, man. I mean the country. Go in there. One of the first things that we see when you walk in, there was a helmet, not this one, that was sitting on the table, and it had piece of tape on with the price, and the price said $300. And I was like, $300 for a helmet? And it didn't even look that cool. It was stupid. But, because, I work, and it's really hard to get to estate sales on the first day. So I'm usually there on the last day, which is half off day, which is make a deal day, right? And so, so I was like, you know what, I'm grabbing that helmet. So I grabbed it, knowing that, that's $150 out of my pocket. Like, holy cow. Then I walked through the house, grab a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other cool stuff. At least I thought it was cool. And I'm sure that, I have the video. I'm sure you've seen it. I thought it was a lot of stuff. It seemed like it was a lot I was carrying back to the car. But this helmet was in the basement, and I'm sure that you've seen it. Well, I hope you have. If not, the video, hopefully I can link right there, where I found this guy, just sitting in the basement on the table, and it had $100 on it, I believe. So I was like, might as well grab the other one, might as well get this one, right? It was like, sometimes I get in that kick. Got it, with all the stuff, the guy was like $200. So both helmets and all the other stuff for $200. So it had to be less than $50 that I paid for this thing, right? So the person that bought this, I just want to thank you, and I hope you really love it, and I pray to God you don't return it. But I do offer free returns, so if you do return it, dang it. But I hope you don't. Well, I think I'm going to end it right there. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks all. Everybody rules. Love you guys.